boy Kenny.
And your girl Samantha.
And we are back with another bite. You guys know what but our first, if we're going to get a video real quick. We're doing that, sweetheart.
So, it's been talked about a lot. Like, I've been seeing it on Instagram. And I'm kind of confused because I don't really understand what is going on.
Yep. So we just trying to understand the situation.
For the longest, I thought this was fake. Because how in the world, you know, can they be losing the house? Like,
yeah.
So it's basically, the title of this video is called The Truth About the Ace Family's House. So I kept seeing, like, on Instagram, the house is going to foreclosure, all this stuff, but I never really paid attention.
Because you like they making all this money.
How these people just be making up stuff?
Yeah.
But then they just recently came out with the video explaining
why they're losing the house.
What actually happened.
They're just letting it go. From what they saying. I think. From what they saying, they letting it go.
It was a lot of stuff going wrong.
Yeah. So we just wanted to break it down and, you know.
I kind of wanted. No, this lady's breaking it down. That video was like an hour and something long, and I didn't watch it.
I don't know video. So. But let's see what she talking about.
So, the other day, Austin and Catherine posted a video titled Our House Story, where they pretty much admit to their house getting foreclosed on and being handed back to the lender. Love or hate the Ace family, I think we can admit there definitely was some shady construction going on in that house.
Right. Leaks? Like, this is $1 million house. Like, no, over $1 million.
Multi-million.
And you should
but after watching their entire video, a lot of people are starting to think they aren't taking enough responsibility and instead trying to blame anyone and everyone. There's just so many things that aren't really making sense. How did Austin and Catherine even get approved for a loan without a certificate of occupancy? I know it is possible, but most loan companies wouldn't do that, especially for such a large amount. People were also confused because Catherine said they didn't have gas and had to cook on these camping burners. But then she said that their house had a gas leak, which seems kind of impossible if you don't have gas. It just really...
Oh my... Bro, people are really breaking it down.
But maybe they didn't have gas during a certain time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. How is it possible if you had a gas leak?
Really felt like they were putting 100% of the blame on the construction company, when as homebuyers, it's their duty to hire lawyers, get a second opinion, shop around for contractors, read reviews, not go with the first guy that shows up on your door, and not even verify his license. Now this video is really blowing up. It already has over 3 million views, and influencers that actually live in LA and have been through the whole home buying process are speaking up about why they think Austin and Catherine are lying. A few influencers replied to Spillsash after
how do you
not have gas but have a gas leak? Anyone?
After she tweeted, how do you not have gas but have a gas leak? Anyone? And Manny MUA replied to her and said, I have the same question. Manny lives in LA. I'm pretty sure he's been through the home buying process multiple times now. I'm sure he knows a thing or two about connecting utilities, and even to him, it's not really making sense. Daniel Prada also spoke out about the Ace family as someone who's actually been through the building process in LA. He tweeted, as someone who has built a 6,500 square foot home in LA, this entire video is grand manipulation and complete farce. They not only have to be brave themselves, but to have an entire team, contractor, lawyers, managers, real estate agents who are as well, is literally impossible.
Damn.
Problems arise? Absolutely. Contractually, you have 1 to 3 years to have any and all issues fixed by your builder. Not only that, it's your responsibility to get them fixed. You can't just stop paying your mortgage. This isn't the world we live in. Not to mention, the house needs to be perfectly in order to receive a COA. They cut corners themselves, are lazy, and clearly approved all of this. Karma. Great acting though, time for jail. Ethan from the H3 podcast even did...
What are you saying? The Ace family is time for jail?
Damn. You get jail time for not paying their mortgage?
No.
What do you mean?
I think he's saying about the fact that
they was living in
they cut corners because they're saying like you should have your gas, your all this stuff has to be in order to receive.
So they getting in trouble?
No, I don't think so. They're just at home. So, but then he's saying that you can't just stop paying it because of all these issues.
Of that,
a whole video on the foreclosure, and he even had a contractor on, and they both thought Austin and Catherine were lying to some extent. Catherine tried to say their door was falling apart because it was built with plywood cheaply, and the contractor pocketed the rest of the money. Ethan feels like she's lying because he's actually had the same issue before. He said the sun is so hot there, and there's such little shade, it really takes a toll on the door. It even happened to his door, and that's what his contractor told him was happening. It wasn't because it was made from plywood.
And come to find out, that was plywood. So he was like,
do you believe that?
No, I'm not.
I don't either.
They wrong.
They really analyzing the video. God damn.
If you could tell the difference between mahogany and plywood, it'd be like, between a Toyota Corolla and a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Damn, that's night and day.
Top of a hilltop in Woodland Hills, one of the hottest and sunniest places in LA. The sun is merciless there. We used to live in Woodland Hills, and we also had a really nice front door. It's a lot for a nice wood, something that's not made to absorb that kind of sunlight to take. So our door also started to get warped, and there was cracks in it. And it's not because we got scammed. It's like
it's rather extreme.
It's an extreme weather condition. Yeah.
There was a point in the Ace family video where Catherine blames the water spilling over onto the neighbor's grapes from the jet ski on the contractor. She claimed the retaining wall wasn't built right, and that's why the water spilled over. When in reality, the retaining wall was built to stop erosion from happening. You don't put up a retaining wall to stop gallons of water from spilling over because of your jet ski. But according to Catherine,
because that was a big thing one time, like he had a jet ski in that pool, and he was like doing like the circuit, and water
getting to the other yard
was like falling down because they're on a hill and they were getting all up in the
pool owners, they should be able to do whatever they want with their pool. When they first posted this video, a lot of comments were actually really positive. But now, people are starting to poke holes throughout their entire story. We don't want to put blame on anyone else. Put the blame on everyone else. I would love to hear the contractor side of the story because the math ain't mathing here. Something doesn't seem right. You can tell they're trying to convince themselves instead of us. You can't legally move into a new build or any home for that matter until it passes inspection. How did this let you move in? I'm confused. The T-channels are gonna have a blast with this video.
Like, T-channel nobodies.
So Catherine took to Instagram and she was fighting for her life, trying to prove just how bad her house really was. She wrote, "Thank you guys for all the support in the last video. Means so much. Before I put this behind me, I'd like to share some other issues we had that we didn't add in the video. I know I don't need to, but it's my choice. Hopefully it can help others who are home buyers or future home buyers. And no, I don't want anyone to feel bad for me. This is not about that. If it was, I would have shared this all years ago. And for those
how long they been in the house?
2-3 years.
Issues, shame on you. People need to understand that this all started in 2018.
4 years ago.
4 years ago, when I believed in people. I believed that people were good and honest. I believed that I was around good people, but we were taken advantage of. It caused me to move differently and changed my trust due to life experiences. It was a learning lesson. It's so nice.
That is true though. There is a lot of people that will take advantage of you. That's the thing is, like, the guy who's doing the contracting or whatever, who knows what he was really
to finally speak my mind. Someone replied to Catherine's story and said, "All you're talking about is cheap material, as if you deserve the highest quality." And Catherine responded saying, "I paid for the highest quality, but it was pocketed. That's what corrupt contractors do. If you really pay attention, you'll understand. But the problem with people like you is that you've already made up your mind about me. You don't care to listen. There's a reason why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen more." She then went on to show a picture of her leaky roof and wrote, "This was the leak we talked about in the video. Kept happening when it rained. Thankfully, it didn't rain too often." She also showed a picture of the leaky shower and wrote, "Leaking by the showers." Another door made incorrectly. So much space in between where water came in and...
That don't look right.
And as you can see, there's a huge gap there, but those city inspectors definitely would have picked up on that. The next photo she shared looks like a bathroom vanity with a huge crack along the back. And
but my thing too, another thing that could have happened too, they live in California where they got earthquakes too. And they on the hill.
But did they have earthquakes?
I'm saying, but they live on the hill. It's earthquakes always happen. But it could have moved and all of this stuff could have shifted. It can't be maybe from the contractors. It could have been all of this stuff shifted from like an earthquake or something.
So this type of thing was everywhere. Everything was cheap. Builder left job site after taking my money and never fixed anything or fixed everything I didn't agree with. The next photo is in her bathroom again, and it's right under the toilet, and it looks like there's a huge scrape along, like someone dragged the toilet in there. And Catherine wrote, my floors when I moved in by my toilet were scratched from moving it incorrectly. If this was your brand new house, you just spent $10 million on it, and you walked in before closing, would you not look at that and go,
thank you. Fix that.
These people really dragged a toilet into a $10 million bathroom and scratched up the marble floor, and they're selling this house to me like that. Would you not think, you know what? I need to get a second opinion. I need to get someone in here. I need someone to look at this before I just hand over this builder $10 million. Like, you know what? Yeah, this builder is obviously kind of shady, but at what point does it just kind of become stupidity? The next picture says, main door was not only cheap material, but also terribly made. That's like an inch between doors when closed. That was besides the warping from the heat of the sun. Then Catherine had to go on to prove that a gas leak actually happened, and she wrote, first gas leak. I was pregnant and sleeping. We never had gas. It's illegal to set up gas without a sign-off from the city and certificate of occupancy. Security guard came in to tell us to evacuate. He smelled a gas leak outside where he works. Gas leak is deadly if reached in home. And the text from her security says, wake up, gas leak. Which, I kind of feel like if there actually was a gas leak in your house, it wouldn't be like a text situation. It would be a barging into your house and dragging you out of the house situation. The next photo was about the security gate, and she wrote, we paid for a good gate, but he cut corners and built something that would stop working every time it rained because of the sensors. Wasn't supposed to be built like this. And then she posted a few videos of her ceiling leaking and things that just weren't done right.
The hell? You can't even open it.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, ain't no $10 million house.
I would never.
This is in the kitchen.
What is that? Oh, like
Yeah.
cracks or something.
And cracks. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow. Yeah, no.
Nah.
Stuff like that, I wouldn't even have paid.
Ain't no way. And $10 million?
Was that how much they paid?
Yeah, that's what they said. $10 million.
That's a pipe.
You hear him in the back. That's a pipe.
I ain't gonna lie. They need to go back and sue the contractor if that's the case.
The joint.
Catherine said, I asked so many questions and asked why things were done so badly from the beginning. This was me asking the builder why the frames were different colors. Come to find out, he painted them black to save money.
Black, and then so are all the other ones. So, I don't know if you guys missed this.
She also shared a photo of her and her family in the hotel room and wrote, second time we had a gas leak and had to evacuate down the street to the closest hotel.
Boy. Oh yeah. If it was really from the contractor, trust me, he getting sued.
The next photo was from her master bathroom, and she wrote, so, this was my sink in my master bathroom just a couple months after moving in. Builder used cheap material everywhere and charged us more than value. My sink was leaking for months and hard to fix. So make sure to always look over everything. Like I said, I think we can all agree that the contractors did a really poor job in the house.
They did.
There's no denying that when you move into a $10 million new build, everything should be perfect. There shouldn't even be a scratch in the paint. But the reason that didn't happen is because the Ace family were also negligent. They wanted to get into that house as fast as possible and cut so many corners. They found some lender who would let them move in without getting a certificate of occupancy. They closed on the house and handed their money over before the city even cleared it. Imagine the outcome if they had used a real estate lawyer who probably would have advised them not to close until the city clears it. It's illegal to live in a house that isn't certified. I don't even know how they got away with living there for that long. Like, what about house insurance? How would they have got house insurance without having a city certified house? It wouldn't happen. If they just had patience and waited, the city would have caught all these issues and they would have had time to make a proper decision. I just feel like a lot of shady stuff was going on here, especially since Austin and Catherine aren't seeking legal action against anyone. You can't seek legal action when you legally weren't supposed to be living somewhere. I would say hopefully one good thing to come out of the situation is that it'll educate people not to do what they did when they buy a home. But I kind of feel like literally everyone, except the Ace family, already knew that. Anyways, guys, let me know.
Which makes sense.
So they can't go back on the body because they wasn't even supposed to be living in that mud.
The house wasn't livable, probably. It wasn't certified to be livable.
To live in. That, boy.
But, I mean, people, yeah, like, I feel like they can't blame nobody.
No, but themselves.
Because there's certain things you should go through in order to find, you know.
If you buying a $10 million house, bro, you don't want to cut no corner. You want to go through everybody. Like they said, a real estate lawyer. You want to go through a real estate agent. You want to go through the city, the state, well, everything.
But
the
like
whole
she
nine.
Said, they were probably so excited
and like they still rushing.
And sometimes you do rush through things.
But shit, I wouldn't rush and pass up all that.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
But you live and you learn.
Yep, and that's a big lesson learned too.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big fat thumbs up. But comment down below, give us your thoughts, what you think about it, what do you think about the whole situation. But we love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. We'll be back with more videos. Peace.